All right, so this is a little tier list for my season 32 team. I'll be ranking every players based on this scale of worth every penny, better than lemon, worse than lemon, probably avoid during draft, and then they're literally banned from the league. Now, first I obviously have to rate lemon because I need a bound to be able to grade everyone on. So lemon's like your pretty average carry. He has his heroes that he plays. You pick the clinks. He's good at it. Maybe you might have a hero puddle. He has some weaknesses, but you can play around him, right? Pretty bog standard, great guy, decent. What do you call it? Like teamwork, communication, and stuff. It's pretty just good average for everything. And now, for my first teammate, Goat Satan. Uh, I never played an official match with Goat Satan. Technically, I played, I think, one pub, and he played a really good Crystal Maiden. And he was like dodging like Wraith King stuns with like the Crystal Maiden shard. He was doing a lot of cool stuff, and I thought he was a really good player. And he seemed pretty PMA. I haven't really interacted with him beforehand before this season, but unfortunately he had a big internet outage for what seemed to be 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then eventually it got to the point where we like even if like as a team we decided like even if he does get his internet back, we are more used to our stand-ins than we are to playing with him. So we just decided to get him banned. Well, technically, he's not banned. He's just banned from signing up, but he's not banned from the server. So I would say, for the price we got him, and for his behavior, which I thought was very positive, it was only good things. He laned very well, and he did cool stuff, but I just didn't get to see his full potential. I would say just based off that, I would probably say it's probably about either lemon tier or better than lemon. I might put him up there. Other people they have drama about him or like blah 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 XYZ. What did he do? I just don't know any of that. So just from the framework I'm looking at, I think he's a pretty cool guy. Now we got this is Munkush. It's different than his Discord picture. I think is the Discord picture is that one stretchy arm pirate guy anime. Whatever that's called. One Punch? No, one piece. Yep. And okay, so Munkush. In the beginning, I really did not like him, and then playing with him throughout the time we did, he still became kind of bothersome to play with because he was very like how would I put it? He's very egocentric and plays based on how his ego is. And he's not very like stable. Maybe I don't know him as a person, but as like a player, it was a big issue. Like for example, our first uh our first scrim week, I believe, we played against Dez, and then we only played one game against Dez because Munkush beat Kizu so badly in mid that he didn't feel like it was worth his time to play against Dez again. And then we didn't play Dez for the rest of the season. That personally really annoyed me because I was excited to play RD2L, and we only got to play one game only because my mid player had too big of an ego to play more games, and it was a waste of his time. He also plays from Hawaii, so his ping's pretty high, but he is a very good player when he's popping off. Like we had games where we like actually ended the game by like 20 minutes or like the game was pretty much over by like 15 or 17 minutes, with just like me and him and Don't Flame just playing off each other. But I don't know if you have to pick him in a team where he's super comfortable and then he likes everybody because he's just kind of like a he's not like prickly, he's just kind of he's like water. Like if you fill him into the wrong cup, he can go into the water can go into the sewage, or it can go into like a dog's bowl, or it can go into like a nice flower. He kind of he is what his environment is. So I would probably say, for me personally, with how he behaves, I kind of want to put him in a void. I think he's very good, but you need to know how to handle him, I think. And then Kinkster, I really like playing with Kinkster. Um, I think he's very fun in comms. He's a pretty funny guy. I got introduced to like the Coco Brex crew because he like hung out there a bunch. So he's a good player. He's very good at shot calling, which I think that's the most important thing for an RD12 team is decent shot calling, and then a player dynamic that actually listens to him and does stuff. Because he would be going like during games, be like, "Whoa, okay, I see Wraith gun of that. We need to go here. We need to go smoke this, and then we need to cut this off with the wards and visions. And then we need. Oh my God, there's another guy. Oh my God, I'm playing gyrocopter. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa, there's an evoker. He just came out of fog. Like that was comms during the entire game. I wish we had a clip of it, but he wouldn't let us record any of the games because he was too afraid of leaking strats in RD12. So we didn't get the recording of that, but he literally talked like he was like in a frantic like dogfighting in a jet fighter trying to battle the enemy and control everything. It was very fun. And yeah, unfortunately he had to leave. So I don't think it was because of the drama. He had real life like family members issue, and he had to help with them. And uh, Munkush kind of left because of the big drama. So basically, if you don't know, I had Kane as my offlaner, and he's a bit of a prickly person, but as you can see, I have him last. But I'll talk about him later. But Kane and Munkush did not get along at all in any way. Uh, I feel like it's pretty obvious when you get to know the two people. They're just not. One's kind of joking and manic, depressive. The other one's like kind of artistic and doesn't really understand jokes at all. You can assume which one's which. Um, yeah, so there was this big argument one day. I was delivering pizzas. I had to drive 4 miles for this pizza delivery because I live in a rural area, and my phone is blowing up with literally paragraph texts from my Discord server for my team. So I'm literally driving 60 miles an hour, you know, 45 miles per hour over the speed limit next to the school, and I'm just trying to get there with the pizza. And I'm on my phone, and I'm trying to calm down the two, calling each other like ego bastards. You suck. You suck my dick. All this shit, this vitriol, this just like massive shit storm has been caused by these two players. So I do what I think is okay, and I just time them out for 5 minutes, and I say, "Hey, please don't implode my team. Just cool off." And then Kane is like a big free speech guy. If you remember his Discord icon, it's a guy. He's like, it's a little guy saying free speech, and he's getting stomped on by the boot of FTB's boot. He's been stomped on. So he brings up like, I don't like being silenced in my team. I feel like my feelings need to be respected, and no one listens to me, and you're so condescending. So I literally have. Here, I'll look. Kane. I'm linking DMs. What? I actually have to go here. Dead in-house channel because I blocked him. Show message. Message. So I had like all this shit. I'm just trying to like get him to like, hey, fucking calm down. Here, what it is. Anyways, this is off topic. I was saving Kane for later. But I'm just saying there was a big shitstorm. You can see 6 blocks messages and but I guess let's talk about Kingster. I think he's worth every penny. I really like him. I think he's just fun to hang out with, fun to play with. Good shot caller, plays well. Has specific heroes that he likes that he plays well that aren't really in meta. It still plays them very well. Um, I think he easily just makes like your whole team dynamic work really well. And I think I I I did the strategy of just getting like a really high MMR player, and usually that goes terribly for other captains. But I think if you do this for Kingster, you'll have a pretty good season. Um, next next we have a Nuke Storm. I think he was some random uh Kingster associate. He was like he was British. I don't know where. He kind of sounded not London. Kind of like a Cockney accent. He was a good disruptor and Oracle player, but he wasn't available to sub since we needed subs for Goat Satan. He wasn't available sub, so that we ended up getting Don't Flame. So for him, I enjoyed playing with him. I remember he made good jokes. I'd probably put him. I don't know how to evaluate him, but he's pretty just average. He's just decent. Don't Flame was our final replacement for Goat Satan. Um, I'll just say this: if you want a pause 5 that does everything correctly, and you look at his items, and he has 3 more items than your carry at like 30 minutes, and then you are wondering like, hey, what's going on with the game state? But he's just playing silently, just balling out of control. He's kind of like the silent menace. Like he'll say a little bit of stuff, but he mostly just follows and just plays super well. I liked him. He was very chill. He was PMA the entire time, even through this whole debacle of this guy. Um, he was just a good player overall. He's a wife associate, as far as I know. And other than that, he did go from like 5620, which is what Goatsin was at, to 7K. So that's pretty cool to have as your rig stand-in halfway through the season. You just get this guy for like 70 gold or whatever he was worth, and then you get a 7K pos 5 player. So not very rigged. Um, I don't know. I wish, as like a 5 player, I wish he was a little bit more vocal with what he was doing because I wanted to play with him more. So I kind of had to be like the initiative if we're making like mid plays or stuff. Like especially when Kingster had to leave, and it became me as like the high 4K, 5K player to make the calls when I'm the lowest MMR on my team. It got kind of rough, and I think our team dynamic really died. But he's just a really good player. If you want like someone who's really solid, I wouldn't put him worth every penny because he doesn't make calls at all. He just kind of plays well. I'd probably put him at better than Lemon for sure. And then this is Kane's friend, his IRL friend. Um, I don't know how how he's his IRL friend because I literally played a game with these two, and Kane went on this really big rant about how he sucks, and he was just like, "Okay, man, whatever," and then left the Discord. And they like live next to each other or something. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy. He seemed pretty cool. I don't really have a way to evaluate him. He stood in for me, I think like 3 times this season when I had work, and he was like our main go-to stand-in for me. So I'd probably put him like, I don't know, maybe worse just because I don't know him. That's probably fine. Now we got 76. So so Kane decided to do his big rant, and then Munkush got demotivated, and he didn't want to play anymore. So that kind of made that made Munkush want to leave, and then he did. And then Kingster also had to leave at around the same time. And so I was stuck where like, okay, I need like a 7K carry player and a 6K mid player, which FTB pushed down to 5 point something. All right, no, he said it. We wanted 6,300 because he gained MMR, and then FTB said we could only get a 6K. So then, so I needed a replacement for a carry, and I just knew I like playing with 76. He's always fun to play with. We go back, like he used to be like a shitty Crusader Archon, and I kind of coached him a little bit when I was abusing Adderall, and we go through long coach sessions. And this is back in like 2018, 2019. It was before pandemic, but now he's super good. He's like super high ego player. You know, he's he has like here I'll show you. He has like the royalty rank in here, so he's pretty high up there. He's like highfalutin, doesn't really want to be with like the peasants anymore, so he doesn't play RD12. And but anyways, I needed a 7K player. He only plays mid. He doesn't play carry, so I was like, maybe we could swap it up. We get a 7K mid, and I would say the performance was lackluster. I didn't draft for him to be like the super OP player. I was picking his heroes pretty early and just expecting him to play above and beyond in bad matchups. So that's kind of on me. But he also doesn't make any calls. Like usually he yells more when he like misses CS or doesn't get the 50/50 rune than he does when he's getting tower dove and I'm supposed to TP. Um he he's kind of like Joe Biden where he's like, part of the silent generation and tends to play with like, you know, silencer in his living room, just globaling him all the time. But unless we're having a good game, and then he's kind of a little more bubbly. But I would say he's probably a little bit worse than Lemon because he is a 7K. Yeah, I feel bad because I like him as a person and stuff, but I think the performance was a little lackluster compared to replacing Kinkster. But Kinkster was such a good player dynamic that I don't think anyone kind of beats him, honestly. Um, yeah, I feel like that's accurate. And then my other replacement for shut the fuck up. My other replacement was True. Now True, I was really worried because I was like, okay, I need a carry replacement, so I'll show you. And then I got a random DM because I put it in all the RD12 discords, and then I put it in all the all the like lads and 8012. And then True was like one of the first guys to message me that was actually correct in the rank and wasn't yanking my arm because they were like a fake 8K trying to be funny. I think Bulljacks did that or some other guy. Broadcaster profile. I'll show you. So like, yeah, this guy, he's like, yeah, I want to play carry for you guys, and I see mid lane, mid lane, mid lane, mid lane, mid lane, mid lane. Anti-mage, ugh. Jug, not in this meta. Storm Spirit, yeah, fine, but he's a mid player, and I was very worried because like, I need a carry player. I'm at the top of the league. I really still want to win this season, even though how hard this guy tries to pull me down. I still want to win the season, and but he was our only option. And then I had to work one Sunday. I couldn't get out of it, and they ended up playing a game, playing the series without me. I want to see if I can find it. It was against yeah, it was this one. So this is when Chief Slepaho subbed in for me too. And he just goes on this like fucking tirade, this mid player that I wasn't fully trusting. He goes on this 13-1 CK, just like completely owns the game. And then game two, I get home from work and I see that my carry replacement has fucking Wind Waker on Ursa. And I'm like, this guy is fucking 5-head. He's insane. Like, I instantly love this guy because he's thinking outside the box. Because he's playing against fucking Lemon Clinks. And yeah, he had really solid performances. His Ursa was literally first pickable. I first picked that hero pretty much as many times as I could within reason. And he just owned on him. He just played super well. I want to see back. Yeah, I just picked him Ursa. And then he said he liked Medusa that one game, and then I wanted to make a Dusa draft. I was really into it, and then I kind of just forgot decent drafting principles, and then we kind of just picked the dog shit team and then lost really badly. I guess I'll show you. I mean, it was like 30-4 until like the end. Yeah. Um, really solid player. I think he said he was going to be playing um, EST Sunday. I might have talked him into it. I forget. I know we talked about it. Um, yeah, he's a very solid player. I think if he ends up playing, I'm definitely gonna try to get him on my team. He's a very just solid player. I wouldn't say he's worth every penny. He does play super well, but he's not Kingster tier in my opinion. So I'll put him slightly lower than Don't Flame. Actually, no, I'll put him higher than Don't Flame. For his MMR, he played super well. And then there's I'll do this guy first. He doesn't really have a picture. I couldn't get his profile picture from Steam, but this is Raze. He's a Juggo associate. He's also called Nick. Um, basically, Munkush, he's like, I don't want to play today. He doesn't really have a reason. He just doesn't want to play. So we were like, okay, I have to find a stand-in. Let me get some water. So he's like, yeah, I don't want to play. I don't feel like playing it. I want to go hang out with my girlfriend or build on my car. Those were his main two excuses. So then we got another associate that's kind of related to them because they're all in like the Juggo chord. And Nick is like, I don't know if he's rank sitter. He has like 1,500 wins, and he's just a super fucking good player. He's kind of like Don't Flame. He doesn't really make calls or anything. He just destroys lanes. I'll see if I can get. Let's do this. How do I filter my matches, bro? Whatever. I I just picked him like SF or Zeus, and he just destroyed. Like 13 KDA. I didn't even notice True has a fucking 40 KDA. That's fucking insane. Yeah, Graves was super good. He was just super solid replacement. If he plays RD2L, I would pick him up 100%. He's a good solid player. I'd probably put him for his rank. I think he's rank setting, so probably better than Lemon. And then there's me. I mean, obviously I go up here. I bring the life of the party to every team. I'm super fun. I'm super cool. My voice is sexy. Um, I do content now because I don't have a lot of other things to do in my free time. And I pick Weaver. I'll just learn the new meta hero and I'll just play the shit out of it. It's it's pretty good for a player. I started the season as like sub 4K, and then I climbed to 5K. So that's also very good. Maybe that's a negative going into next draft. But I don't really make shot calls. I mean, I'll say stuff that I think is needed, but I mostly just want to listen and just play off other people. Um, I mean, I think I'm worth every penny. My mom would agree. My dad, maybe. Uh, kind of depends if he's taking Ozempic or not. Um, anyways, I'm getting off topic. Uh, yeah, I'd probably say I'm worth every penny. I'd say I'd probably go for. I usually go for like 100. I probably might go for like 140, maybe 150 if I'm pushing it. I'm talking about cents, not gold. And then, yeah, and then we get to our grand finale. Um, the in Kane and the Membrane, Kane, Insane of the Membrane, Kane. This guy is literally banned because he uh, sent his flexed cock to a person, uh, a female person, without them asking for it. I think the quote was flexed cock. Um, there were words said that it was a half naked body picture, and they don't specify. Like if you ever get stuck on an island and you get a mermaid, do you want the mermaid half top half fish, or do you want the mermaid bottom half fish? You know, and these are the questions that Kane needs to potentially answer. Um, Kane as a player, though, towards the end of the season, Kane got really jumpy and kind of played weirdly, and then also complained that we were playing weirdly while he was playing weirdly. I don't really understand what his issue was. There was a lot of times during like our last series where I kind of would say Kane was the main reason why we lost, because he got picked off like 4 times by himself trying to hunt people, and then told us that, hey, you need to go figure out how you can play around me because I'm jumping on people. And he's getting good calls on X, and he has no one around him, so it doesn't matter. Um, I'm gonna fix this though. Um, let me get water again. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on, but at the beginning of the season, Kane and I played super well together. We played pretty synergistic lanes. Well, like his dark seer and my like tiny, and his visage and my weaver and stuff, and we would just play super well off each other, and we wouldn't even have to talk really. We would just make really good plays and tower dives and all this other stuff. And I kind of liked him as a player. I thought he was good for his rank because we were technically, because like when we got him, he was like Ancient 5 and I was Ancient 1. So we were like the weak off lane combo. So we kind of had a lot of weight to carry because we were expecting mid and safe lane to win. But then when we also start winning off lane against like Jay and other like, big superstars of RD2L, we started getting some ego, started playing super well. The main drawback to Kane, obviously unsolicitation of his penis inside of public discourse. That's a big issue. Other than that main issue, um, he was very difficult to be around. How do I say it? Uh, Here, I guess I could leak the DMs because the DMs are pretty funny to me. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. So like stuff like this, like rug, show message. Are we going to discuss at all about last night? We're just going to brush it over the rug. I don't even know what he's talking about. Okay, obviously he has a reason. Just leave it at that. He shows up for the real. No, wait. I wanted to go before. man, this team doesn't want to play together. I'll be on tonight. I said, maybe. How do you feel about Team Keg? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Please to play more. Do you want to play more Battle Cups and stuff? And I said, team's fine. You play Artie Toll much? This is the only one I signed up for. Like, this team has done more stuff together than most teams have. I said, just freaking relax, because I kind of like manic about playing with the team. And he's like, well, we got to get synergy and all this shit. I was like, yep. And let's see. Maybe I just unblock him for a second. Um, Battle Cup, blah, 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 blah. So here's a fun one. Here's document evidence. My wife's on Benadryl. So that puts into perspective about later things. Something about playing Baldur's Gate 3. We both played Classic WoW. Are you going to discuss... that was when Monkish wanted to leave or something. And then he was like, yeah, I'm leaving the team. Time me out and shit. Yeah, this is when I timed him out for 5 minutes when I was delivering pizzas at 60 miles per hour in the school district. Yeah, I'm leaving the team. Time me out and shit like FTB just because I have a voice. And freedom of speech. The FTB's boot on his neck. This guy talks shit to me. This guy is a monkush. Like, why? And I said, I've been nothing but pleasant to you and helpful to you. If you leave the team, that's a 2 season ban. And I've been unpleasant and destructive. Just obviously an eye roll statement. I didn't say that. I'm trying to help you. I don't understand why you choose to make such a big issue. I timed you and mine out for 5 minutes because you guys are literally telling each other, not ego trip, blah, blah, blah. It's frustrating. My voice should be heard. All right, help me understand. He says, MMR doesn't mean everything, blah, blah, blah. This is what the big argument is. They're ego tripping. Like, my MMR is better than you. Shut up. MMR doesn't mean everything. I said, I generally disagree. I said, second, the team functions as a collective unit. And third is that I am hoping we could all be friends and be free to talk without offending or being offended. And this is like, maybe I put like mirror emoji or something on that. This is pretty funny. I said, also I'm at work. Please stop bothering me. Maybe I overstepped because I'm just trying to keep this guy on my fucking team because I don't want to get 4 new players. Blah, blah, blah. Agree with this shit. It was just all this shit, man. There's just so much shit. And he's like, okay, we undisbanded, fine. Blah 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 blah. Okay, you get the point. What you all had to deal with in EST Sunday General was a drop in the Indian Ocean compared to what I had to deal with on a daily basis. And that was just only in DMs. Usually DMs were for an escalated issue that wasn't being spoken about inside the team Discord. So, yeah. So every single time people got like, he did some stupid joke, if everyone remembers, when he was like, blah, 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 I'm not homophobic. You guys will accuse me, make fun of me, all that stuff. It was my team Discord that he went and complained to. It just brought down the team environment a lot. He's just prickly, hard to be around. Before I forget, life's better now. I've moved on to better things with my life, like World of Warcraft, and it's only onwards and upwards for next season. I mean, overall, I guess my season review, it was very fun, but it also sucked. I'm kind of mad we couldn't stay as a unit. I would say mainly because of Munkush drama baiting with Kane, but Kane is also just like doesn't understand words when people say words, when they speak words out. He doesn't interpret them well, just at a basic level. I mean, maybe because he's an immigrant, because he like came to the States when he was 9. So that's probably a big issue with it. But if we kept our team dynamic, I think we would have won the season. Just hands down. I think we were that good. We did get the good rigged replacement and Don't Flame, and after that, I think our power level went down, but it was different. I think it definitely went down because we'd have a captain. Really, I'm not really a captain. I'll do stuff, but I'm not gonna like tell everyone what to do in the game. I'm not like a shot caller. Um, so yeah, we had a pretty good season. I would say it was a little bit of a disappointment losing to Captain Pepega because I kind of wanted to beat him and then add him in Discord on the wife Discord. Um, but yeah, I'm also not mad because I was kind of just over. It just felt like it's like after you run a mile and then you're told like, oh yeah, you have to run one more lap. You actually counted wrong, and you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to keep running. That's kind of how the season felt to me towards the end, kind of around playoffs. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. Obviously, the players I have rated, kudos to them. Uh, sorry, 76. I feel bad for rating it, but it's just I got to be honest to the future generations of AC Sunday. Um, yeah, I think that's it.